Hey guys. I probably should have cleared my throat before I started my intro, but hey guys. Welcome back to my channel. I am exhausted. I'm sitting here with a sweet tea. So delicious. Probably not what I should be drinking because it is loaded with sugar, I'm sure. But I have been on a iced tea kick. I think I may have mentioned that in my previous video. I can't remember. But I buy the brand Pure Leaf from Target. And they're really good. My favorite one is the lemon tea, iced tea. This one is called sweet tea, iced tea, and it's good. But I think I prefer the lemon tea, iced tea from the brand Pure Leaf. It's really, really good. It's just so refreshing and like just what I need sometimes, you know? I probably should be drinking water, but you know how that goes. But I made a video earlier today. I had a day, you guys. I had a day. Mom life. Stay at home mom life. Okay? It was a day, man. Like, my daughter, I love her so much. So much. But there are definitely days that I am just like I just can't, you know, like she just tests me and pushes me and is like on like 100 and I'm on like 2, you know? And then I get impatient with her and then I get frustrated with her and then the mom guilt kicks in and I start to feel bad and I start to feel like, you know, am I just impatient with her? Is it just me? Or is she really like on a whole nother level and I just can't like keep up? Like I ping pong back and forth and I have the worst mom guilt because I get upset with her and, you know, I'll yell at her and then I feel bad about it. And here's my thing. I never yell at her without explaining and apologizing for why I did it, you know? Like in the moment, I'll like yell at her, you know? I've said the same thing to her several times. She's not listening. And then finally I'll say it, but I'll say it loud and I'll say it in like a yelling tone. And it's like sometimes, I swear, sometimes I feel like she does it on purpose. Like she pushes me to the point where she wants me to yell at her. And it's like, why do you do that? Like, why do you wait until I have to yell at you or threaten to take away your toys or threaten to, like, you know, not have you play with this or not go here or not do that for you to listen? Like, why? Why do you wait until it gets to that point? You know what I mean? But I always have a lecture with her at the end and we talk about it. I mean, she's 3, so there's only so much we can really exchange, but she gets it. She gets it, you know? And it's like, I don't know. It's just, I was overwhelmed. I was overstimulated. I had a million things to do. I was just not like, today was just not it for me. So as soon as my husband came home, I'm like, your daughter needs a diaper change. The toilet is clogged. The sink is clogged. Dinner's in the oven. It'll be another half an hour. I'm going to go get a coffee. And I left. And I took off. I was like, I needed that drive. I needed that minute to myself to either hear nothing or to hear my music really loud or to just have the window down and have that fresh air hit my face. I just needed that minute. And so I went to Dunkin' Donuts. I ordered a coffee. it sucked. In fact, it's still downstairs on the counter in the kitchen, which is why I ended up pouring myself a sweet tea, because I'm like, how is it possible that I give you guys my exact order? It's not a guess. Like, I'm not saying to you, I would like a cup of coffee. Guess how I want it. I'm specifically telling you the size. I'm telling you whether it's hot or iced. I'm telling you how many sugars, if any, I want in it. I'm telling you how many creams I want in it. There is no guesswork whatsoever. That cup of coffee should come out good every single freaking time I order it. And that is not the case. And I was really mad tonight because I really wanted that cup of coffee and it sucked. And I apologize that I keep clearing my throat, but my allergies are also pissing me off. So it has just been like, what will aggravate me today? But anyway, I was in the parking lot of Dunkin' Donuts, pissed off that my coffee sucked, and I made a video. Excuse me. And I just splashed. And it was a venting video. It was a venting video about my day. And it was a venting video about just general things that just really get on my nerves, but that specifically today, like, really got on my nerves. Mainly because I was already in a mood. So those specific things just added to it. And if it were any other day, I probably would just be like, But today I was just like, no, this is annoying. And I was going to post it. I was going to post the video. And then I looked at it, I looked back at it and I was like, I don't want to put that energy out there. I really don't. Like, I came on here with my first video, my first introduction video of me to you. And I explained that the purpose of this video, of this channel, was to be a positive light. And it was to just be the change that I want to see, and to just have that freshness, that lightness, that airiness, that we all need. I don't need to come on here and be infuriated and get you guys all worked up. I don't need to do that. I could, and I would have, and I almost did. But I took a second and I was like, no, that is not what I want to promote. That is not my vibe, And so I deleted it. And now I'm sitting here and I'm in a calmer space. Still just drained and tired and just like over the day, if you can't tell by my tone. But in a calmer mindset where I can talk to you a little bit better about what I was venting about, So, when you're in a mood, you're in a mood. But I was just aggravated because on top of just feeling overwhelmed, overworked, like tired, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, I was just getting really kind of frustrated with consideration, or should I say lack thereof. And it just really burns my ass when people are so rude and just inconsiderate and selfish and just totally self-absorbed and not in any way, shape, or form aware of their words and their actions. And what frustrates me is that those very same people are the ones that would just really make a big stink about something, anything, when it comes to them. So, more specifically, I guess we'll talk about social media and Facebook and Instagram and all of that. And the importance it is for people to be respected on those platforms in many ways, but also in the sense of, if you have a Facebook account, good for you. I do not, and that's fine. I don't care to have one. I don't know if I need one. Maybe I will get one. We don't know where we're at with it at this point, but all we know is I do not have one at this moment in time. But there are many people out there who do, and that's okay. But what I think is important is respecting other people and their privacy. Not everybody wants to be shown off to the world and your millions of friends. Okay? If you've taken a picture of my child, I'd like to know, I'd like to be asked if it's okay for you to put her on your Facebook page. Is it a big deal? In the grand scheme of things, no. I understand, especially in group settings, people are snapping pictures, blah, blah, blah. Most of the time, you're looking at a picture and you're looking at yourself, right? Like, let's be honest. Like, if you're in a picture or if there's one of your children in a picture, that's what you're looking at. You're not necessarily the photographer for the family or friends or the world to be putting people out in pictures just because you think they look good, right? A lot of times it's a absorbed moment. But when you take it upon yourself to post pictures of other people, whether it's adults, children, cats, dogs, a person's backyard, their goldfish, whatever it is, it should be common sense to ask yourself, does this person or those people want that image on my Facebook page? Right? Like, if I took a group shot of a bunch of children, my daughter's in it, and I'm like, oh my God, she looks so cute, and I want to put it on Facebook. There's 4, 5, 6, 20 other people in that picture. I cannot just assume, especially if not all of those people have social media accounts and Facebook accounts and all of this and that, to put it on there and assume that it's okay with everybody that their children are in that photo on my page. It's like, it's just frustrating because some of those people are also people who feel, I don't want my kid on Facebook. I don't want, why did they take a picture of my child and put that person on Facebook? They didn't ask me. Okay, fair. But why then is it okay for you to post a picture of somebody else's child and just like gloat about, oh my gosh, isn't she so cute? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Nobody asked me. Not one person asked me if it was okay to put my daughter in your photo on your Facebook. And it's even more annoying when it's like somebody comments, like you see somebody and they're like, oh my gosh, I saw Penelope on so-and-so's page, and oh, she's getting so big, and that picture's so cute. And I'm like, What picture? I don't even know of the picture you're speaking of. I don't even have that picture you're speaking of. But yet, somebody has that picture of her that they posted of her, and I don't even know about it. And it's like, that is just so annoying. So annoying. Now, would I feel differently if it were another day and I was in a better mood? Maybe. But the point is that it's still about consideration. Because I can bet anything that if I had a Facebook page and I put a random picture of somebody's child, anybody's child, and they didn't know that I did, they'd feel some kind of way about it. I know this for a fact. I know this for a fact. But yet, you have no consideration for anybody else who might have that same kind of feeling. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it is just annoying to me. And is it about the picture? No. It is about the word consideration. It is about having consideration for other people's feelings, respecting other people's wishes, being, what's the word? In tune with how somebody else might feel. Not everybody wants their life, their children, their families, their spouse, their property, their home, their pets, their furniture on your fucking Facebook page. Like, I'm sorry, but seriously. Not everybody wants that out there. You know what I mean? So it's like, why is it okay? And at what point in your brain do you just not even think about something like that? Like to ask, hey, I'm at your house and I know we're having a bonfire and I love what you did to the yard. You know, I'm going to take a picture of it. Is it okay if I post it? Not everybody wants that on there. Some people might be like, no, not really. You know, just, you know, you can take the picture, but just, you know, don't post it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about consideration. And I feel like in this world, there's just this assumption that like everything's okay to do because why not? It's social media. What's the big deal? You know, like even on this channel, like I created this channel. Yes, I'm out there. I'm talking to you guys. I have this platform. But does that mean I'm going to put everybody's business out there that I'm entangled in just because this is my platform? I even have a picture that I have covered with tissue paper because it's a picture of somebody that not everybody necessarily needs to see. And I was respectful and mindful of that because I thought the parent of this particular beautiful child may not care to have that picture in the background for everyone to focus in on or see. So I took the opportunity to recognize that and I covered it. And she actually realized that I did that and was very thankful. And she was like, wow, that's really nice of you to do. I didn't, you know, wasn't even something I thought of. But that's the thing. Like, I think of things like that, you know? And it's like, so many people don't. And it just like, it puzzles me. Like, it literally makes my brain hurt when I think about how inconsiderate people are, you know? And it just, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know why that is. Like, I'm going to seriously pray about it tonight because it's bothering me so bad. And it's not just about the Facebook pictures. It's not like, it's more than that. It's the principle of it. It's not the thing. It's the principle of what consideration is in general. You know what I mean? It's about how you treat people. It's about how you talk to people, you know? And it's like, I'm so observant and I'm so aware and I see things sometimes like, in public, in general, amongst strangers, and even in like my own personal circle of like family and friends, I see things, I hear things, I'm always observing, and it just boggles my mind sometimes when I see certain things and I observe certain things, and in my own brain I'm just like, oh my God, like, are you kidding me right now? You know, like the way people talk to other people, the way people, like their body language and their gestures and their facial expressions, and just like the nastiness that like just like exudes, you know, it just like steaming off of them, and it's just gross and disgusting. And it's just like there are days where I can tolerate it, and there are days where I'm just like, oh my God, like if I could never be around this person again, I would love it. It's not always the case, but you know, but it just, I don't know. I don't know. It just blows my freaking mind. Like how people can be like that. And it just, it's upsetting is the point. You know, it's upsetting. And it's like, I just would love for people to just be more self-aware. Like, pay attention to your tone when you're talking to people. Pay attention to the inconsideration that you have towards other people, you know? Sometimes it's a complete oversight, you know, we're so wrapped up in other things, and, you know, we don't even pay attention to like what we're doing or not doing. But that's the point. Why? Why are you that so self-absorbed that you don't even have that like sixth sense, so to speak, to realize that you're doing or not doing something to somebody else or around somebody else? You know, even like pouring yourself a glass of wine. You're amongst other people. You're just going to pour yourself a glass of wine and not ask, hey, does anybody want a glass of wine? Or you're going to get up and go get a glass of water. You don't think anybody else might be thirsty for water? To ask? You know what I mean? Like, it's just those little things. It's like, I'm going to get up and get you a glass of water, but you're sitting right there too, but I'm not even going to ask you. What? You know? Or holding the door open for somebody. You know, you're walking into a building or out of a building. You don't stop to think like, oh, is somebody behind me? Let me hold the door open without the door like smacking somebody in the face. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know. It's just, it's little things, but then it ends up being bigger things. And it's just like, you know, people are just so quick to say like what their expectation is from others. You know, oh, well, I expect this. I'm entitled to that. Why do you deserve anything? What have you done to prove that you deserve X, Y, and Z? How are you to other people? What is your tone like with other people? How nasty are you to other people? You're ungrateful. You're unappreciative. You know, something pisses you off, you write that person off. It's like, have some consideration. Like, that's the word of the day for me today, is just consideration. And it's like, I could literally sit here for like 5 hours and talk about it. And it will enrage me to the point where I'm just like, ugh. And I was earlier today. I was very enraged because I just like was in a mood, and then I saw something and I heard something, and then I was like, it just set me off, and it just kept festering in my mind, and I was just like, it was just eating me up. And I was like, you know what? It's just not right. You know, it's just not right. Like the inconsistency of how people are with other people, what their unrealistic expectations are from others, but yet they don't give that back. You know what I mean? Like, people want to be treated a certain way, and they expect that, and they think they deserve it and that they're entitled to it, but yet not one lick of that is given back. How so? You know? How so? Like, even just like saying thank you to somebody, a grandparent, you know, a caregiver, somebody who's watching your kid, feeding your kid, somebody who is, you know, just kind enough to think of you when they go out somewhere and get you something, somebody who is just always nice to you no matter what, like whatever the case may be. I mean, there's so many examples, but it's like the nastiness and the entitlement and the lack of accountability on one's own part of recognizing that they were not nice, or that they were not appreciative, they were not grateful, they were not considerate, it's like, my gosh, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm not sitting here trying to toot my own horn by any means. Like, I have my faults and flaws as well. But I, 97% of the time, am very in tune and accountable and responsible and aware of other people. What I say, how I say it, when I say it, who I say it to is always calculated. It is, because you know why? I don't ever want to have to backpedal and apologize and explain and reiterate and try to make better a situation that happened that I could have avoided in the first place had I just been a little bit more aware of what I was saying to who, what, where, and when. You know what I mean? And I just feel like so many people nowadays, like, they don't have that same mindset. They really don't. You know, it's like a quick comeback. It's a quick, like, defense. It's a quick, like, snap. And it's like, really? Why? Like, take a minute and sit down with yourself and figure that shit out, you know? That's not all right, you know? And if something bothers you, talk about it. Don't fester over it. Don't be nasty to the person. Let them know how you feel in a nice way so that they can then ensure that, you know, the situation's squashed and it doesn't happen again, you know? Or if you don't like the way somebody said something or did something, like, have that conversation with that person, but don't be nasty. Don't be mean. Don't be just awful. Don't be an asshole. Like, you know what I mean? There's just so many other ways and different approaches to making a situation better than people realize, you know, and doing all of those things will make you a better person. You know, you will grow in that phase. You will help somebody else grow. You will help somebody else acknowledge things that maybe they didn't, you know, help them be more aware, help them be more accountable, you know, make them more mindful of, like, how to be and what to do. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. So today is about venting. Today is really about I just don't get it. I just don't get it. You know, and what sucks is, like, you can't control other people. You can only be responsible for yourself, and you only can be accountable for yourself. And that I understand, but I also am bothered by because it's like, I'm doing it for me. When and how is somebody else going to do it for them? You know? I don't know. I'm going to really have to pray about it because it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. So I'm going to do an affirmation card with you guys, as I always do. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a double whammy tonight and just, you know, just think about that. Like, just the takeaway from this video tonight, aside from me just venting, is really think about the word consideration. Like, really ask yourself, am I a considerate person? You know, do I do the right things to be considered a considerate person? Like, is the expectation I have of consideration from others the same that I put out? You know what I mean? Like, seriously ask yourself that question. And I bet you'd be surprised by your answer, you know, and be honest with yourself. Nobody needs to know. You're just sitting with yourself. You're having a real moment with yourself, as awkward or uncomfortable as it might be to accept or realize the truth of that conversation, have it. Have it. Talk it out with yourself. Seriously ask yourself, am I considerate? Am I as considerate as I could possibly be? Or can I do better? You know? And if the answer is to do better, then do better. Like, seriously, be more mindful of that and do it. You know? Do it. Because it's important. It's necessary, you know? And I think it's something we really should all reflect on when it comes to that. You know, I think it is really, truly something we all need to sit back and ask ourselves, like, can I be better at X, Y, and Z? The answer is and should always be yes, because we are never done. We are never done growing. We are never done learning. We are never done being better. So if you're working towards being better, if that is your personal journey, ask yourself if consideration and being more considerate is part of that journey. You know, yes, we always, you know, we want to be kinder, we want to be more patient, we want to be more understanding, right? All of those things and many more. But is consideration one of those things that you're trying to strive to be better at? Ask yourself that. And if it's not, but you need to, then incorporate that in somehow. And if it is, and you're working on it, kudos to you, you know? Seriously. So I'll leave you with that, but I'm also going to end this video because it's about that time. My daughter's going to come up any minute now, and we got to get ready for bed. But I'm going to read to you a affirmation card from this little deck, which I don't think I've used yet. So I'm excited to see what this is all about. Per usual, I'm going to just shuffle the deck a bit. These are so beautiful. Yeah, and like I said, I'm gonna reflect too, as I always do. I reflect all the time, every day, and I'm gonna reflect on consideration tonight, and I'm gonna pray about it, you know, for myself and for others, because it's just something that's really, I don't know, it isn't sitting well with me today, you know, with how much of it I see lacking, you know? So, alrighty, without further ado, we're going to pick a random card off the top. These are a little bit stiff, and this one is called Balance. Heart or mind, body or soul, creative or calculated, masculine or feminine, soft or strong, spirit or science, momentum or rest, sun or moon, summer or winter. What is life but a beautiful, delicious mixture of both? Perhaps it doesn't have to be one or the other. Perhaps we were made to be some things, but then also everything, all in one. After all, the sun and the moon exist together in the sky. It is simply our perspective that keeps us from seeing both at the same time. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Very nice. Very nice and calming and comforting. Exactly what I needed. Maybe it's what you needed as well. But that is the affirmation card of the day or night, because it's like 7:45 right now. But yeah, a little bit different of a video tonight than, you know, my past videos. But as I mentioned in the very beginning, you are going to get a little bit of everything. And so today was a venting day. Today was a sit down and chat. Let's talk and process, think about things. And yeah, here we are. So I hope, as always, that you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you a little bit something to think about, something to process, something to, you know, kind of encourage you to, you know, be a little bit more positive about and work on. You know, I know I'm going to work on it. I know I'm going to pray to God to have him help others, you know, work on it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoy the content that you're seeing thus far. You know, I've got a lot more coming your way, and I am just really thankful for you guys. So I ask that if you have not subscribed, that you please do so, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you, and ta-ta for now. Bye, guys.